What's up, guys? So lately I've been working on the Jeep, tinkering on it, so I don't have to spend money on it, because this guy does not have money. But got me a tube bender here from Harbor Freight. Where'd it go? Check this out. This is some thick stuff too. I had it bent further earlier, but just unbent it a little bit just to see. And I'm trying to make a cross member for the transfer case. Now I was just messing around a little bit trying to figure it out. And this is pretty dang close to what it actually needs to be. Obviously just like 3 feet longer to go all the way across. So I actually bought this pipe specifically for the transfer case or transmission mount. And I have these little guys here that should slither right into there. Obviously it's gonna be a little tight, but it'll go there and straight across to the transmission and then up to there. And I also got me a little tube notcher from Harbor Freight also. And it should work pretty good to be able to get that into there, if that makes sense. I think it'll be pretty easy, but it's just a matter of doing it and hopefully getting all the angles right. Let's give her a try. So this is actually all new to me. So what I think I'm gonna do first is notch this guy right here. Well, actually, that's pretty thick stuff. Maybe I'll just notch the actual pipe first, give that a try, and then see how the angle actually is. There's probably a really easy way to do this, but I'm just winging it, bending it as I need to go, so let's see. If we're having to flip it, it's not too terrible. Whoa! Okay, so I cut that like 6 footer down to whatever this is. I need to make it just slightly less angled than this. So I'm gonna try that real quick. Hopefully I didn't cut it too short. I counted for the bends, but I don't know if enough. So let's give it a try. Okay, before we go too far. Shoot, might be it. Let's go into the Jeep and try it. It's gonna be kind of hard to tell because it's too long right now, but should be pretty dialed, I think. Right there. So now, let me bend this other side and see if that works. Okay, if you can tell, obviously I bent that side. This side's bent too. So I'll just have it in here holding it like a vise. I'm gonna lop it right here. And then hopefully that's short enough to even test it in the Jeep. And then I'll hole saw it or drill it, whatever. And then hopefully it's the right piece, or the right length and all that. I do have this one just in case, but let's see how it goes. Okay, now that that's cut, let's go under the Jeep and see how it fits. So here's how it's looking. Well, it's kind of hard to tell the hand right in the way, but there's bend there. And then this needs to go all the way up to those holes. So I think I'm gonna straighten this bend out, because obviously it's way wrong now. Probably put it on that A, one of those A's. And then bend this one a little more. Okay, so it's kind of hard to show, but right there and right there. It's pretty dang close. I hope you guys can see this, but I hole sawed the other side and notched it. And it is literally perfect, but it's too dang short. Well, that sucks. I have to redo it now and try to do it a little better, or a little longer, I guess. Man, this is a lot harder than I thought. Pretty sure you're supposed to be doing like math and stuff and angles, but I barely graduated, so we're winging it. This one wasn't even symmetrical or whatever the word is, but it actually almost worked. I did the bend right there, and right there, right there, right there. But then I notched it out, and I tried to account for lengthwise, I guess, when I notched it, and it's still too short. So I'm gonna have to retry it and try to get symmetrical. Honestly, I don't really care because it's gonna be under the Jeep anyway. It's gonna get probably dented up or something, so I'm just trying to make it work, honestly. Well, here we are with this one. This has been kicking my butt. This is all above my knowledge, but obviously there's a gap right there. So I'm gonna notch it a little further back on this side, so this side will seal up, and so will that. And then I'll be able to line that hole just ever so slightly off. And then, same with this side. Or just, I'm not sure yet. Once I notch that side, this side should line up a little better. And then once all these are welded up and stuff, I'll just get a little plate welded on top of here, drill 4 holes. And that should all line up. You know what, I just realized though, obviously it's not perfectly centered right now, but once it is, I don't even know if I'll be able to get nuts on there. Might be too close to the actual pipe. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Okay, holes lined up. Side's looking perfect. Quite the gap on this side, but you know, welder can fill that. Go over here. Pretty perfect on that side. And this side, about the same size gap as the other side. So that works for me. It is pretty dang straight versus those studs. Well, I'll show you this side because it's way better than the other one, and that's not saying much. Yep. That'll do just fine. See how it's all crooked? All crooked. I did that instead of bending this 6 different ways. Should be just fine. So I got it all welded up last night. Put it back in here. Everything's sitting good. But what I did not account for and did not know is that the drivetrain is supposed to be at like a 3-degree angle. I think it's like 3 to 7 or something like that, to line up with the rear axle. So according to the valve cover, which I have no clue how truthful that is, it's at a 3-degree angle right now. But I cannot, my plan was to just weld a plate right on top, but that would make it taller, which is not ideal. And then I'd still struggle with getting nuts on it. So what I think I'm gonna do is notch it probably about halfway, put the plate in the middle, weld that, and then hopefully that's low enough so I can get nuts on it. And it should bring it the angle down enough. Well, it's not the prettiest thing ever, but I mean, it's notched now. It's basically halfway too, which is what I was planning for. Straight as an arrow, if you couldn't tell. Goodness. Anyway, I'm gonna get me a 1/4-inch plate probably and just weld it in, make it all nice and plated, and should be good. Okay, so here's my notch. Got this piece. Just gonna slap it in there like that. It's got perfect coverage. Just be able to weld that onto there. Don't mind that gap there. Nothing is perfect on this thing. And I'm not too sure what to do about these. I was just gonna fill it in with weld, but not sure. Okay, just got everything nicely painted, welded up. I decided to only do these 2 studs because I just didn't even want to deal with trying to line up 4 studs. It'll be plenty strong. Now let's see how hard it is. I just wallowed them out a little bit to get these lined up. Geez, that's still pretty far off actually. Oh man, really? Give me a minute, let me figure it out. Well, after looking at it, for some reason I thought the stud would be long enough. Clearly you can tell a bolt will not, or a nut won't sit flush on that. So I'm gonna take it all the way back out again and just notch this weld right here a little bit so a nut will be able to sit flush on there. Alrighty, well, that is all she wrote. It'll cinch down once I get some nuts on it, but I gotta go buy some new ones so I can get the right thread, but there she is. Not too shabby. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say I'm proud of this, but came out pretty all right. Also, I didn't even account for the dang exhaust, so I mean, that's pretty neat that I perfectly bent it over that. Alrighty, well, I got the garage all cleaned, kinda. Just got stuff stacked everywhere. Got me a new table over there. Good old marketplace deal, you know. And the Jeep's coming along. Just got the transmission mount all done. That was pretty fun. And finally, got me some nitrogen in a bottle sitting over there. And I got my regulator, all this. But I need me a new fitting. Need that to connect there. I guess it's called a football fitting or something. Basically like this, just a little bit bigger. I'm unsure on that. I'm gonna go to Home Depot and try to find that. Alrighty, got the bottle all set up. This all in there. Apparently they come pre-filled with oil, so that's cool. Messed up the sticker and everything for nothing. Let's see how this goes. Well, it's kind of hard to tell, but this old girl is sitting on her own. Well, in the front. Right now, I gotta trim this down a little bit more so the shock body doesn't hit. And then the filler's right here, so I gotta cut this out just a little bit more. And then the back or the whole Jeep will be sitting completely on its own on nitrogen, which is pretty dang sick. Okay, got it all cut out. Literally barely fits. So let's fill these babies up. Well, here she is. She is sitting on her own. I think I have about 350 in the front PSI, and I think it was 260 in the rear. I think that's how it's gonna be sitting about. Pretty dang good. I'll move her out here in a little bit, but looks so much more complete with the fender on. It's just barely sitting on there, but she's coming along. It's pretty sweet seeing it literally sit on its own finally. Still have so much work to do, but it's getting there. I really love how the links are almost flat. Just looks so cool. Obviously I need to paint them and finish painting, but it's looking pretty dang good. About that much in the rear. I think it was about 270 or 260. Well, I got a little distracted and decided it was time to paint the windshield finally. So here we are. I'll show you guys a before and then after. What a beauty. Well, dang. This old clear coat did some work. Oh yeah. Hopefully it just dries like that and it will be dialed in. You know, seeing this really, oh wow, that looks terrible on camera. Really makes me wish that this Jeep wasn't all bed lined. Like, I wish it was just body. Maybe one day I can delete all that or something. For now, this'll do. Choo! That was nice. Actually came out pretty dang good, really. Very nice. Got these little gusset triangle things. Gonna put these under the link, something like that, I think. So it'll support it a little bit more. Alrighty, so I'm thinking something just like that. Add a little something right there. Obviously trim it all up, but should work pretty good. Well, it ain't the prettiest, but just add a little gusset to that. The old motor mount. Now I'm gonna cut right here, this nice little slit, and then add another truss or a little gusset. Alrighty, instead I just did a bridge right there, and same on the other side. Did that, and then made a little, just whoop, cross to the frame on the bottom of that link. Eventually I'll close this up so it doesn't look so stupid, but I'm not going for show here. I'm just trying to make sure she's all good and dialed. This one's a little worse, but whatever. Really wish I could have started with a stock YJ, but I would have had AC and everything. Whatever, I guess. Just coming along. It's already getting dark out, which kind of sucks because I wanted to push this thing out, but we're getting there. Well, I think to end this video off, I'm going to get the freshly painted, beautiful windshield on there. This probably won't match at all because it's all fresh paint, but that's fine. She'll get dirty eventually. So I'm gonna slap this on real quick and see how it looks. Dang, that looks so much better. I know the cowl right there looks a little darker, but it's just how the sun's hitting it. Anyway, pretty dang satisfied with that. I did not paint the back just because I'm lazy and didn't want to mask it off twice, but whatever. Actually kind of matches the rest of the inside of the Jeep, so I don't hate it that much. Obviously this overspray and whatever, but she's looking pretty dang good, I think. I like the fenders actually quite a bit. Now that's actually sitting how it should. Pretty satisfied with the progress today. I haven't done much on this thing lately, so feels good to do something on it. That'll be it for this video. I actually got quite a bit done, even though it probably doesn't look like it. It's actually sitting on its own. Gus did a bunch of things, tried to make it a little stronger, because who knows how strong my welds are. Guess we'll find out when we're in the middle of nowhere with no welder. I think tomorrow I'm gonna be working on the brakes, trying to get those dialed in, not leaking again. Probably have to just redo them, get the right fittings. And then the next big thing is getting that there transfer case, or getting a new one actually, and then doing the slip yoke eliminator, and then the steering, and the drive shafts. And then it actually should drive. It's really not that far away, which is pretty dang exciting. This thing has been a big headache, big learning curve, and a lot of money. It's fine, it's fine. But anyway, that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching.